Hi, I'm David.
And I'm Gail.
And here we are in the Shibuya district in Tokyo, and we're doing something quite unusual.
Yes, we're going to be visiting 17 designer toilets.
That's right. Now, you probably look at YouTube videos and you're going to get tours of all the standard sites of Tokyo. Well, this is something completely different, and I think it's worthwhile maybe spending a day to do this.
And maybe the planners of your city can be looking at how a very safe and pleasant public toilet can really make the difference.
So it's a gorgeous Friday afternoon, or morning actually. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning. We've got 17 of these toilets to visit. It's going to be somewhere between a 10 and a 20 kilometer walk to see them all. We're hoping to get to them all. The first one is right behind us right now, and I'm in the need of a toilet, so that's quite handy actually.
Sure, so please join us.
Before we get started, if you are interested in walking this route or just want to learn more about each public toilet, we've prepared a Google My Map, and you'll find a link to the map in the description to this video. The map also shows the Hatagaya metro station, which we use to get to our starting point, but you could start anywhere. For example, at the Ebisu station, which has 4 metro and JR lines connecting to it. The map will show you where you are as you walk the route. Clicking on a toilet icon on the map will bring up a legend and a link to the official Toilet Project webpage for that facility. But let's get on with the tour.
We're starting with the Nishisando public toilets by architect Su Fujimoto. Fujimoto's concept is vessels and fountains. In his mind, public toilets should be urban watering places, fountains in the city. There are men's and women's and accessible washrooms contained within the white serpentine structure, but the standout feature is the incorporation of a sinuous hand-washing station that is both a fountain and wash basin open to anyone walking down this busy street. It's a welcoming stop in this environment of commercial towers and overhead expressways.
We'll be walking through some interesting spaces on our toilet walk. Now, this might look exactly what you imagine a megacity like Tokyo to look like, but turn a corner and suddenly we're on a pleasant greenway path leading us through a residential neighborhood.
Which leads us directly to our second set of toilets at Nishihara Itchome Park. Its compact rectangular form sets nicely into the tight linear park. Gotta love those bright green doors. Architect Kakenosuke Sakakura hoped this facility would illuminate the park like andon or lanterns, creating an inviting public space for the visitor. That sounds like a nighttime experience, but even in the bright sun, it was a delight for us to be on the inside looking out, with the light dappling through the frosted glass walls.
Nearby is an old toilet facility, a nasty, brutish space that the Tokyo Toilet Project dearly wanted to replace. No one wants to spend time in this place. Compare that to any of the new toilets which make you want to go in, even though you might not need to go.
Not far away is our third toilet at Nanago-Dori Park. Welcome to High Toilet, a contactless toilet. You might think that a pure white sphere set into a small park is this toilet's main attraction. But for film and music creative director Kazu Sato, It was the voice command toilets that minimize contact with contaminated buttons and handles. Inside, there's a plaque listing the possible spoken commands both in Japanese and English. We couldn't get it to work, but we loved the overall architectural design of the facility by Kubo Teshima Architects. Speaking of automation, all the toilets in all 17 facilities are Total brand washlet toilets. Not only do they flush, they clean your private parts and sometimes dry them as well. All very amazing for a public toilet. Also amazing, I'm told, are the men's urinal rooms found in many of the Tokyo facilities. Often without entrance doors, but always sporting some very fine porcelain fixtures, also by Toto.
Just down the street is the Hatagaya toilet site. It sort of looks like a stage, and in fact, its open central space is meant to be used for exhibitions and events. The benches can be reconfigured to suit different seating needs, and the walls used for displays. This is the work of design professor Miles Pennington and the University of Tokyo DLX Design Lab.
Our next stop is the nearby Sasazuka Greenway public toilet. Architect Junko Kobayashi has over 250 public toilet designs on her resume. This one is a measured response to its location under the noisy Keio Line railway tracks. But what stood out for us was a chance meeting with a Tokyo toilet maintenance person who worked with actor Koji Yakusho to perfect his performance as a Tokyo toilet custodian in Wim Wenders' 2023 film Perfect Days. He was quite pleased to show us photos of the two of them together. If you have not seen this film, it is definitely worth seeking out. Not only does it feature several toilet facilities we are visiting today, but even more, it's a warm, poignant story about a man living out his routine existence.
Our circumnavigation of Shibuya has as much to do with seeing a side of Tokyo that is, in large part, not on any tourist map. It's a chance to see local neighborhoods up close, people quietly going about their daily routines, children squealing in a school playground. Here we are discovering the Tanagawa-Josui Greenway. Soon we'll turn onto a narrow residential street in the Nishihara district and make our way to a more distant toilet at the foot of Yoyogi Park.
Our sixth set of toilets rest at the base of Yoyogi Hachiman Shrine. If you've watched the movie Perfect Days, our custodial protagonist, Hirayama, as played by Koji Yakusho, heads up and into the forested park for a series of lunchtime encounters after cleaning the very toilets we are now approaching. The Yoyogi Hachiman public toilets are the work of Pritzker Prize-winning architect Toyo Ito. Taking his cue from the forest backdrop, his toilet structures suggest 3 mushrooms. Each mushroom or pod contains a men's, women's, or accessible washroom, although the men are also treated to an open-air urinal space. Oh, lucky man!
Here's the work of another architect who's won the Pritzker Prize, the world's premier architectural award for design excellence. In fact, architect Shigeru Ban has designed 2 Tokyo toilets, both set in the same park area. The first set is in the Hiroo no Agawa Community Park. Ordinarily, the glass panels are transparent and magically turn opaque, as you see here when someone has entered the washroom and locked the door. I say ordinarily because it only works in the summer months. Now in November, it's too cool for the panels to become opaque in a reasonable amount of time, so they're fixed in the opaque mode until next summer. Still, it's a pretty interesting interior experience while sitting here doing your thing. His second set of toilet facilities, just a few steps away in Yoyogi Fukumachi Mini Park, is identical except for the color scheme and the temporary wood door.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Dipping into secluded Shoto Park is like entering another world, removed from the craziness of Tokyo. It's here we find our 9th toilet facility, the Nabeshima Shoto Park public toilets. Appropriately, architect Kengo Kuma refers to his small village of wood-clad huts as a walk in the park. Each contains a separate washroom, and you get to them by wandering up and down a trail winding between the structures. Each room features large pieces of trees climbing up the walls and ceilings. Once again, it's exciting to see how designers and architects have managed to take the functional needs of a public washroom and created such individual, distinct spaces.
Well, that was a pleasant walk past foreign embassies and a lot of interesting looking shops that unfortunately we couldn't stop at because we have another Tokyo toilet coming up. This one's in Ebisu Park and the work of interior designer Masamichi Katayama, founder of interior design firm Wonderwall. If you've been to a Uniqlo flagship store, it's likely his doing. His theme here is modern kawaii. Kawaii being a Neolithic hut over a river, the original toilet, so to speak. I'm not sure how these 15 vertical concrete plates express that, but the effect is, well, quite effective. The opening between the deep textured concrete plates seems to suck you in to a cave-like interior. It's perhaps the most museum-like setting for the gleaming white Toto urinals that I've seen today.
The toilets at Ebisu Station, West Exit, were designed by creative director Kashiwa Sato. It's a very busy location with a police station and train station exit just to one side. With harried commuters rushing by, Sato chose the color white as a theme to inspire passers-by to feel a little brighter and fresher. Good washrooms for those who choose to linger. It is actually refreshing to escape for a moment into the white passageway leading to the toilets. Inside are usual toilet fixtures, but take a look at this control panel. Pretty sophisticated for a public toilet. Little more than a block down the street is the vibrant Higashi Sanchome public toilet. Product designer now Tamura's assemblage of brightly colored folded steel plates is inspired by origata, a traditional Japanese method of decorative wrapping. She wanted to evoke the spirit of hospitality towards Shibuya's multinational visitors and create a safe space for all users. Set on this tiny triangular industrial plot, it really reads like a gift-wrapped box of chocolates. Surprise!
It's a quick hop, skip, and a jump to our 13th washroom in Ebisu East Park. We've got our third Pritzker Prize-winning architect hard at work here. Fumihiko Maki calls this his squid toilet, not because it looks like a squid, but because there's a big red play structure in the park that it looks exactly like an octopus, a red octopus. To me, this toilet looks more like a nun's cap floating gingerly over a series of toilet cubes. You can wander through the structures, do your business, and then take a break on the built-in bench. Maki calls it a pavilion, and that seems just about right. This is a charming little park with winding paths, benches, trees, and of course, there's that red octopus.
Wow, dark already and we still have 4 more toilets and about 8 kilometers to go. Well, here's number 14 and it's likely a good thing that we're seeing it at night. We're in Hiroo East Park to see creative and art director Tomohito Ushiro's Momentum public toilets. On approach, it's a tiny rectangular concrete box with 2 roomy toilet compartments. But moving around the backside of the structure reveals a glowing screen of lights. Ushiro says that his building lights up in 7.9 billion ways, which reflects the world's population. It's a piece of public art, and it is also a functional part of daily life. Nighttime is a great time to visit this public toilet, and it is likely a good time to visit any of the toilets we are seeing today. Most incorporate lighting, which brings them to life, sort of like floating lanterns, for a totally different experience from their daytime appearance.
We are taking a night walk through several of Shibuya's chomes, or city blocks, on our way to the next toilet. In most other cities around the world, a night walk is something to be cautious about, if not outright avoided. But in Japan, and here in the megacity of Tokyo, walks through dimly lit neighborhoods or even the very dark parks some of our public toilets are located in, they feel perfectly safe. It's refreshing to let your guard down and enjoy the quiet of a residential street or the hubbub of a super busy shopping district.
Tadao Ando is one of Japan's and the world's greatest living architects, and, not unexpectedly, he too has won the Pritzker Prize. This is his super elegant contribution to the Tokyo Toilet Project. It is located in Jingu-Dori Park. Ando calls it Amayadori, or taking shelter from the rain, but it's a bit more than that. As he says, he designed a cylindrical wall of vertical louvers so we would feel the comfort of the wind and light from the surrounding environment and a sense of safety emphasized by the free and centripetal circulation which passes through to the other side. Mission accomplished.
And just like that, we find ourselves drawn into the night crowds promenading through Shibuya's hectic Harajuku district. But no time to shop for cosplay outfits or vintage clothes for us. We've got 2 more toilets to flush out.
It's amazing how some of these toilet projects can take an often dismal setting and give it a new, enduring meaning. That's the case here at Jingumae Public Toilet. Pioneering fashion designer and creative director NIGO created what looks like a comfy little bungalow, complete with a white picket fence. As he says, it's a toilet that feels like a good old home. In fact, it is a near replica of one of the detached houses built as dependence housing at Washington Heights, a U.S. military facility established in 1946 in nearby Yoyogi Park. NIGO's concept was Onkochishin, or learning from the past to understand the new.
It's hard to believe, but here we are in Urasando Public Toilet. Our 17th and last toilet of the night. Its creator is Marc Newson, renowned industrial designer for some of the biggest companies in the world, including Apple. Can you tell this guy designed the Apple Watch? The interior is otherworldly with its curved, glossy concrete walls and mechanized sliding doors. Newson might have drawn the short straw with this site, which is situated in a veritable wasteland under a very weighty, incredibly noisy overhead expressway. He responded by referencing vernacular Japanese architecture, with a concrete hut sitting on a stone plinth and capped with a Minoko-style copper roof. Like our previous toilet, Newsom is helping us learn from the past to understand the present.
We have completed our toilet trek, and boy, things look different now than they did when we began. We're at the same spot where we started off this morning.
Yeah, we've done a complete circle around Shibuya. The total distance was 19.8 kilometers. So just short of 20, but nevertheless, we'll go with what we have. And we felt it. It was quite a long journey, but we enjoyed it immensely.
Yes, our walking time was a little over 5 hours, but it was a bit more protracted with the filming. And so, in fact, we started from here at around 11:15, and it's now 7:20 or so in the evening.
Yeah. So if you might be asking, is it worth it? I think we would say definitely it's worth it. I mean, we are dedicated walkers, so that's not a real issue for us. However, we really enjoyed the experience of seeing lots of Shibuya, the stuff that you wouldn't see if you're just following the guidebooks or other videos that show you the 10 top sites of Shibuya. We saw some different sides of it, which was really, really a lot of fun. We enjoyed it immensely.
So, as examples, we were on some of the major shopping streets, and that was pretty exciting at the end with everything all lit up. But we also were down residential streets. We saw sort of middling type housing. We saw the ritziest of condominiums. We were in back lanes and in the streets around fields. These are things that we wouldn't see normally. It's like everyday living in your own hometown.
And you've got lots of places to go to the washroom along the way as well. So, Anyways, I think with that, we should probably say our goodbyes because we're really hungry right now. So we've got to find a restaurant.
So if you enjoyed this episode, please give us a thumbs up.
And yes, and we'd certainly appreciate it if you haven't already subscribed. That we'd appreciate if you did subscribe. That would really help us a lot.
And please keep your comments coming. I'm sure you have some comments about your experiences with washrooms and long walks.
That's right, yes. You're probably thinking, 20 kilometers? Are you kidding?
And
let us know about it.
And if you're in any doubt, we give it 2 thumbs up.
Yes, we did. We would certainly
experience.
encourage you to do it, yes.